Welcome to the Too Much Girls podcast, a podcast by women who overthink, overexert, and overwhelm themselves, and how we try to navigate those feelings. I feel like I have done a lot recently, and I need to take a break between work and YouTube content and Twitch content, signing up for way too many things. I'm excited to do a little mental reset because I have been feeling really burnt out, which is what today's episode is focusing on, all about burnout and the strategies to navigate it. Today's guests are Be Glitched and Tis Sarah Barra, Twitch streamers and members of the Firekeepers.
Hi, my name is Tis Sarah Barra, and I stream a variety of games, but I also stream Souls games, and I just beat Sekiro last week, and I'm really proud of myself. It was the last FromSoft game that I had to beat, outside of like the Armored Core games, of course. I haven't played any of those, but it is on my to-do list. Outside of that, I play games, open world, story-rich games, exploration games, like Zelda, God of War, Assassin's Creed. So I'm really excited for the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced that they're coming out with that they just announced. If you haven't heard about it, it's gonna be really good. On the side, I work in business to business marketing. I work for a consulting firm, and it keeps me busy most of the time. So if I'm having to push a stream, it's usually because I'm exhausted. If you can't see the books in the background, I love to read. I'm a big reading nerd, and I have been my entire life. So, and I love to collect things. I collect stuff.
That's cute. I was lurking in your Sekiro ending stream.
Yes, it was so short. I thought it was going to take me so much longer to beat the last boss, and it only took me 2 hours. And I was like, "Oh, I'm done. It's over. What do I do now?" I felt like that kid that's just like sitting there like, "Now what?"
Aww.
I was like, "Now what do I do? Okay, I guess this is the end of the stream, guys. Bye." Because I was sad that it was over. I was like, "It's done. I'm over. It's over."
Oh my
It
gosh.
was good though. It was really good. It was a really good game, and I'm glad I saved that one for last. Honestly.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Be Glitched. Like I said, most call me B or Brit. I have the Cozy Chaos community, and our slogan is "Cozy is a mindset, and mine is chaos." And so I basically used to be a cozy streamer, flipped to horror and Souls-like, and now I just want to show that those type of games can be cozy depending on your community and the people you hang out with. So that's my groove.
I love that. That's cute. I feel like I'm doing the opposite. I think I'm going from a Soulsborne player to like wanting to be like a cozy streamer. Like
it's a lot. Like I understand why people choose a side, right? Because it's kind of hard to do both. But I felt like I was kind of bottled as a cozy streamer. Like I would want to be kind of crazy, and then I'd be like, "Oh, do I need a whisper or do I need to be quiet?" And so it's like I just want to open it up, so it to be everything.
yeah.
But I think cozy times are good too.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Sarah, I wanted to mention I totally relate to you being really sad after finishing Sekiro, like because it's such a good game. Like I went through that when I finished Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like
game.
so sad.
Yes.
And it took me forever to like want to pick up Forbidden West because I was just like, but it's not the same. And like the whole time I was like, it's not the same.
It's like a game hole. Like you hit a game hole. I've been playing game keys that I've gotten from like developers because like I don't know what to play next. Like I know exactly what I'm playing next, but I don't want to play it next because I'm still like in my like little depression. It's almost like the show hole that they talk about after you finish a show, and it's the game hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that so much. Yeah, exactly. Where you're like, what do I do now? I don't even want to do anything now because what can compare to that? It was so good.
Exactly. Because it is cozy. Like B said, like I really think Souls games can be absolutely cozy. I've said this so many times on my stream, and so I'm so glad you said that because I'm like, Souls games are cozy, and people are like, "What do you mean I'm like, "They're cozy. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. They're so cozy."
Sarah, teach me your ways about
Yeah.
making Souls game cozy because I am always like screaming when I'm playing
Yeah.
Souls games.
I think it's the mindset. Like
Yeah.
if you have the mindset of just like chill, like you just chilling with the vibe of like being okay, like you're gonna die
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot,
A lot.
maybe. Yeah. And there may be a few jump scares. But it's gonna be okay, and it's fine. I
It's
don't
gonna be
know.
fine. I know. I need to start taking my own advice. Whenever somebody is starting their soul's journey, I always tell them, like, just be prepared. Like, it's okay to die a lot. It's okay to struggle. Everybody goes through it. Nobody's expecting you to be like based right off the gate and everything. You know, just have fun. And then I'm out there being like, I have to be perfect or else it's failure.
So true. So true.
So yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna introduce the channel a little bit and then we'll get into the topic. So the Too Much Girls was born out of my own struggles with doing too much in life, usually to my detriment, like overextending, overwhelming, overthinking, self-sabotage, and gender role expectations. If I struggle with this, there are obviously probably other women and femmes that also do as well. So, do you struggle with these things, and how have you adapted to overcome these challenges? So, we'll start with B Glitch this time.
Yes, on all. um, I think, especially in the Souls like, I think we're really lucky to have the keepies. I think it's brought in a lot of light to all of us being included. But I think before that, there was a lot of stereotypes on, especially like the men being part of that community. And then I feel the same for horror as well. And it's interesting to see them kind of blend now, which is great. But also, the burnout is real. Like trying to keep up with everyone and being in like the competitive space of streaming. Um, yeah, it can be a lot.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like, I try not to think of streaming as competitive, but I'm like a deep down, unfortunately, kind of competitive person. So I feel like I get stuck in that mindset sometimes, and it's really hard to like get out of there, you
Yeah,
know, because it shouldn't
especially when
be.
like metrics are everywhere.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
you can look at your metrics and then it can kind of become an addiction on, oh, well, am I doing as good as this person? Or
Mm-hmm.
they've been streaming less and they have more views now. And, and then you're just kind of that constant of grinding to get better.
Yeah, it's like you're
Mhm.
like, yeah, over analyzing everything, you know, like what can like what do
Yeah.
they do that I'm not doing, and getting in those toxic brain areas. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
that up. Sarah, what about you?
I totally agree, but it's kind of weird the way I was introduced to Souls games. I was introduced to them before I even started streaming, and I was super lucky to be introduced to them by someone who is in the queer community. And so I was introduced to them in a very like unique way. Like I learned about fashion souls before I was like introduced to like PvP. So like PvP wasn't something that I cared about. Like I wasn't like I didn't care about like PvP at all. Like I cared like me and my friend like Lane, we just ran around looking for cute outfits. Like I played co-op and like that's all we cared about. And like I learned how to play Dark Souls by caring about the lore and about fashion souls. That's how I
That's really
cared
cool.
about playing about Dark Souls. And I played it off stream. That's how I learned to play Dark Souls 1. And so Dark Souls 2 was the first one that I played on stream. And that's when I realized, oh, there's this whole community of people that are like, there are toxic people that play this game. There's like this whole like sub genre of people that can make this so unfun that that I didn't even know about. And when I was talking to my friend, he was like, "Yeah, it is very toxic, but I like you just have to like not think about that. You have to just like kind of like ascend yourself above that and you'll have way more fun if you just forget about those losers. And I was like, and so that's kind of like been my mindset. And like when I started streaming though, I didn't realize like whenever you play Souls games, people love first playthroughs. So exactly on like the stats thing, like when I play a Souls game and when I played my first playthroughs, when I streamed those, my stats, like I started competing with myself and my own stats almost. Like I look at my stats on my first playthroughs for like my streams and I'm like, oh, my stats are so good. And then I would switch to another game, and my stats would be nowhere near where my stats were for my soul streams, and I'd be so like I felt like a failure. Like what am I doing wrong? Like, and I was almost competing not only with other people, but like in my head I was competing with myself. Like what am I it's but it had nothing to do with me. It was just that was the content like people were looking for, which is just the downfall of being a variety streamer. I think was like um you're playing a different game, different content. And so it's just there's a big struggle there that I had, a big hump that I had to get over with being comfortable realizing that stats did not we're just not going to have to matter. It was really going to have to be about the love of these games that I had, and being comfortable with that.
Yeah. I love that that your introduction to Souls was more about like the fashion and the co-op rather than like, I mean, obviously that's in the actual game, but like not
Mhm.
the, like sweaty, hardcore version of it. It's more like, I'm just here to
Yeah.
have fun and vibe and dress up fun, like dress my character up in like fun ways. I really like that a lot. I feel like that probably took a lot of the pressure off of you and like, because I feel like a lot of times when you start Souls games, you're under all this pressure, to do a good job and to not die a lot, even though you know you are. But I like
Mhm.
that little approach you took where I'm just gonna find the cutest outfits and co op with my friend, and we're just gonna have a good time. So,
Yeah, definitely. Especially because, like, I feel like when Elden Ring came out, because it hit such a mass market too, like, a lot of people had, like, this, like, I don't know, complex about, like, you can't use the bell summon, you can't summon people, and it just, like, became this, like, thing. And if that is your thing, that's fine. But there were a lot of people, like, almost, like, antagonizing other people for using that mechanic. And I was just going around, I love my friend Cheez It and Jesus, who helped me beat the final boss of the DLC. Shout out to those two random people that I summoned to help me beat the final boss of the DLC. Because without the summons, I probably would have never beat the DLC. And hands down, I will remember those two people for the rest of my life. I don't know who they are, but they're out there.
they're out there and they help. Oh, that's cute. I used my mimic for the final boss. For most of the bosses in the DLC, I use
Mhm.
summons and my mimic. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
In the whole DLC, and there were times when was kind of thinking, man, like this is cheating. You get into this mindset. This is cheating. This isn't right, but then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm like, these games are designed to play them how you want to play. And the mechanic is in there. So if the mechanic is in there, it's not cheating. And yeah, and I feel like people forget, like, I think people think you have to make it more difficult in order for it to count, which I never understood. Um, I really never understood that mindset. Like, well, I did it this way, so that means you have to as well. And it's like, no, it doesn't.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I also really quick wanted to know your guys' thoughts about like, because we kind of like touched on like the Too Much Girls is focused on like gender role expectations. And so, kind of like women in gaming, we kind of touched on this in the first episode. Do you think it's like upsetting to some people to see women and femmes be good at Souls games? And that's why they come in and guns a-blazing?
I can start with this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I never felt it, I think, until I started playing Sekiro. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, all of the other Souls games, I feel like I didn't have an issue with anyone in my chat heckling me or like backseating me until I started playing Sekiro. And I don't know I think it was because like it sometimes felt it was because I was a girl and I looked cute on stream playing this game for the first time. I had so many people and very clearly like I felt like I was being like backseated so much more just because I was a girl. They were like, "Oh, you need to go here. You need to go here. Do you know what you're doing? Are you sure you got this? Like, do you need help?" And I was like constantly I was like, "No, I don't need help. I'm actually really good at this game. I actually got this. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I understand what I'm doing." And it got to the point where I had to put in like all capitals like on my stream title, no backseating and no backseating and no spoilers because I had a couple of bosses even spoiled for me because of it. And I I remember I like finished one stream and I was just almost in tears because I was like, what is it about my like me that like people feel the need to come in my stream and in my chat? Like I never felt the need that I like needed a mod active in my stream at all times because like I don't have like I have viewers and I have chatters, but I've never had like chatters to the point where it was like toxic in a way where I needed a mod actively like with a hammer. And that game brought it out and it was just crazy to me. um and it did feel a little bit like that. None of the other FromSoft games had I ever felt like that before. And it was just weird to have that personal experience finally, because I'd seen it happen to other women, other large femme streamers who do like challenge runs and stuff. You obviously see it in their YouTube comments and stuff like, "Oh, you're cheating" or something like that. But it had never happened to me, and it was just such a weird, like almost out of body experience.
Yeah. Be glitched. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Well, I was honestly kind of afraid to start Souls like to begin with because I heard horror stories on like Elden Ring chats of that they would search out like women on first playthroughs and just like belittle them and make, and so like I was very hesitant at first. And I'm actually newer to the whole genre, and Liza P was my very first one. And so I felt that kind of eased me in a little bit more. But I don't know if I would have been able to stay in this without the keepies because I feel like they've just been so open, and like any time they wanted to do Dark Souls, like that's what got me to start playing those also was because I did only co-op and I was with other people to try it out. And they're like, "No, it's okay if you're bad. Like do a tumble, like dodge, like crazy things." So I was like, "Oh, okay. It's okay to be bad. I have a support behind me." And so, but YouTube chats are wild.
They are. They
Like no
really
matter what I
are.
play, oh my gosh, I get the crazy. And I finally like even it just happened to me the other day. I was like, listen, YouTube, like, like you guys need to chill out. Like I'm driving me crazy. Like
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
just the most ridiculous things. And it doesn't even have to be Souls. Like it's just I think sometimes when they see us gaming, they just think it's free game or something. But I get the wildest comments on YouTube.
That's so
Yeah,
funny. I don't
it's so weird.
stream. I don't dual stream anywhere. But I think that is so like I've heard like multiple people say like YouTube is just this wild west and like everybody's so like cutthroat out there. And I'm like, "Oh my god." Like what?
Yeah, you
Um
get like you're trash, and then the next person will be like, "You're hot. I want to blank, blank, blank," and then it's
oh
like,
my
"Oh my god,"
god.
and like you're just like, "What is going on?" And then the last one where I like finally lost it because this guy was just like mass spamming me, and then another one
Oh
came in and was like,
no.
"Will you ban me if I do something bad or something like that?" And I'm like, "Listen," like I just put a stop to it. I was like, "I don't have time for you guys. I'm in a boss fight right now for my life. Like, just go away.
Oh my
Like, I don't have
gosh.
time."
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
that's terrible.
Yeah, they're
Awful.
crazy over there.
I
It's like read
experienced
the room.
right, I
Read
know.
the
It's like
room.
what makes you think you can just come in here and just say the most unhinged, I don't know. I think it's just like the safety of
Yeah.
being behind your keyboard,
Hmm.
and people are just braver and bolder and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And I
Because the
think
only
YouTube, like,
consequences, they're going to be banned. Like they're not going
Yeah,
to have any real life
yeah,
right.
consequences.
Yeah.
yeah. And I
I
think on YouTube, the like being swiped by is easier than like Twitch. I feel like you have to kind of be looking for that game or, I think there's a little bit more filters to get to you.
Hmm.
YouTube is, if you're popping off, you're just going to pop up on some random person's. Most of the things I
Right.
get over there is like, what game are you
Yeah.
playing? So they have no
Right.
idea what I'm even doing,
Yeah. Yeah, because I will be just watching
Yeah.
shorts, like scrolling through shorts on my phone, and then all of a sudden I'll come across somebody's live stream on YouTube. So I feel like
Yeah.
YouTube is just
Mhm.
easier access. So yeah, it is kind of just anybody
Yeah.
can come across your content, your
Yeah.
live stream. So whereas in Twitch you kind of have to search for it a little more.
Yeah.
My first Souls game was Bloodborne, and I did allow like light backseating. But like I still like moderated it and everything, and then I did allow people to come in and help too my first playthrough. But then in Elden Ring, I decided, okay, we're gonna keep the light back seating, and oh my gosh, the back seating got so bad. Like you said, like it was so like people were literally just telling me like play by play, like turn here, go here, and go to this spot, and go like literally
Mhm.
one after another. And I had to post a really long Discord message in my Discord because a lot of it was my own community members, and I was like,
Oh,
broskies, like you guys need to
Yeah.
chill. No more backseating ever, never. So I like don't allow it anymore. I have a safe word now where, and like my mods have like a command where like it's okay to backseat. But yeah, I just don't ever in any game, I just don't allow backseating at all because it got way too much and overwhelming. I also like have experienced the people like trying to undermine my accomplishments in Souls games. Like I beat Melania in one stream, and somebody came in and was like, I was using Malekith's blade, and this comment that they made makes no sense, but they said Melania is weak to bleed, so you used a summon, so you had an advantage. And I was like, but Malekith's blade isn't bleed damage, first of all. Second of all, Tish is BA, and I can use her if I want. So like it was just so
Teach is
like
the best.
I
Like,
know.
my God. What?
she's my bae. She's my pal. And I was like, I will use Tish if I want to. And I just called them out. I was like, bro, like Malekith's blade isn't even bleed damage. Like, what are you talking about? They left after
yeah, I
that.
feel like they use that sometimes to like trigger our knowledge. Like,
Yeah.
oh, how much do you actually know what you're doing? Which it shouldn't matter. It
No,
shouldn't matter at
Yeah.
all.
it shouldn't. I know. Okay, so we're going to get into the topic about navigating burnout and how we can, like little self help tips that we can use to help us navigate it. So, I did some research, like skimmed some articles. I'm going to post the article links below in the description. One of the articles was Reddit, a Reddit post, but I feel like, which I know isn't always like,
Still
good
helpful.
information,
Still
but it's still
helpful.
helpful because you get people's perspectives and, so one of the, I just want to start out with asking you guys if you have been experiencing burnout lately. So we'll start with Sarah.
Oh, that's the question. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
You're good.
I heard if you're like, I didn't hear the if. I don't know. I don't know what I heard. Anyways,
It's okay.
so I did experience burnout back in 2020. I started streaming back in 2018. And in 2020 I experienced the biggest burnout of my life. And I stopped streaming for 2 years. That like it literally took taking a break for 2 years. Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West are both what brought me back out of my streaming hiatus. I was still like, there was a point where I literally wasn't even on Twitch. Like I had my Discord. I didn't delete anything, but like I just was not like interacting. Like I was on Twitter, like still like keeping up with some streamers, and I was watching people like pop off like during like shutdowns and stuff, and I was really happy for everybody. I was so proud of them. But like I experienced the craziest burnout, and it was because I was playing games that I didn't love. But I was setting expectations on myself based off of my stats and reaching numbers based off of those games that like I had originally loved, and I was reaching good numbers playing those games, but I ended up like not play, like after a while you reach a burnout of just like, all right, I don't want to play this game anymore. But like I was hitting those numbers, and if I tried to play any other game, I wasn't hitting those numbers, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to like be stuck playing this game forever. And I hated it. I hated where I was at. Like I hated the person that I was becoming. I was like getting angsty and angry, and it was turning me into somebody that I like didn't want to be. And so like after like a lot of self-reflection, and even after I like came back from streaming, like I was still like I was still struggling with the number stuff and everything. And it really wasn't until like I I got into like the women's guild, that's when I realized like numbers like didn't have to matter. Like what matters is like making connections and networking and just having fun and playing the games that you're playing. Like it, and once I like overcame that, burnout seemed to it seemed to really be easy to overcome burnout, because I was able to be like, nah, I don't feel like streaming today. Like I would be able to, like if I do have a schedule, like it was easy to be like, actually I'm gonna just move, I'm just gonna cancel today. Whereas before it, like I felt like so like beholden to a schedule that I set to myself, and I would almost like break down in tears if I had to cancel. And now I'm just like, it doesn't have to it doesn't have to be that way. Like you don't have to like be so beholden to a schedule that you set to yourself, because the streamers or the people that care about you want you to take care of yourself. The viewers that care about you will be there no matter what and no matter when. And even if they can't be there, they care about you enough for you to take care of yourself. And I was like, that's when I realized, I was like, okay, it's fine. It doesn't really matter if even if I don't have a schedule, if I hit the go live button randomly one day, cool, that's fine. And so I take care of myself by knowing that having a schedule or not having a schedule, canceling, not canceling, ending early, whatever it is, as long as I take care of myself and I play games that I love and do what I love, and as long as I'm doing it for fun, that's what matters.
I love that.
Love that.
Be glitched. What about you?
Mine's pretty similar actually. I started streaming the like September 2024 though, and I was like randomly searching TikTok and I was like, what games are like trending right now? And it was Stardew Valley, and I was like, bet I'm gonna play Stardew Valley then. I popped off and I was like, oh shoot, like this might actually work. Then I kind of went full send and I was like not being who I was authentically. My authentic self was like witchy and dark colors and tarot and like that. And I was like putting my hair in pigtails and wearing Hello Kitty and like doing this persona that was just not me because of the views. And it got to where the burnout was I did not want to hit the go live button. I felt like I was being fake to my community. I felt like I was being fake to myself. And then I started noticing that the cozy community could be a little toxic. Like if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, they'd stop following you. There was just a lot of expectations they set for me that I just felt like I was failing them all the time if I didn't show up. And then early on, I was able to do a subathon where I streamed every day for 6 months because it kept going. And I was fake for an entire 6 months. And after that, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. And it took one major breakdown for me to almost stop streaming. And then I was like, if they care about me like they say they will, they'll stick around. And if they don't, they don't. And it's been rough. I mean, my numbers dropped significantly. And even shockingly, that was like 6 months ago that I made the switch. And I have never been happier. But shockingly, I still have randos come in and they're like, do you remember me last year? And I'm like, yeah, but I just got to warn you, friend. Like, this isn't the stream you're used to. Like, there's cussing, there like, and I was family friendly too. And I think that held me back as well, as I felt, oh, I want it to be safe for everyone. But then that's just not me. Like, I say the F word way too much. Like, I just wanted to not feel like I was walking on eggshells every stream. And when I found the love for horror and souls, like, I'm like, I think this is it. I could be my witchy self. I can have the fun and just express me in the way that's real. And again, the ones that stick around will stick around no matter what game I play. But being a variety streamer is a lot more tough than just one game
Yeah.
because Like, but also one game, especially Stardew, like you can only do so much and then you run out of content.
Mhm.
Like at least Fortnite gets new seasons every couple of months. Like Stardew doesn't do it. It was really hard sucking like content out of that game.
Once
Yeah.
So
every
that
couple
also led to
years.
the burnout. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it is hard to be a variety streamer because you are like trying to, you want to play games that you love, but you also want to play games that you feel like other people are going to want to watch. And that's really difficult
Hmm.
because I'll be playing a game that I really like, but maybe not as many people are there. And I start second guessing, like, oh my gosh, like, should I even keep playing this? Should I play something else? I don't know. And I get stuck in my head so much about that when, and yeah, I should just play what I want to play, and if they want to show up, they do, and if they don't, they don't. I've been experiencing a lot of burnout with streaming, but also with work. I'm an occupational therapy assistant, and I work in the hospital, and I work in every single department except for OB/GYN and like emergency. So I see a lot of different kinds of people and different things, and like deal with a lot of stressful situations. And so I was talking to one of my team leads the other day, and she said, I told her, I was like, I'm starting to feel burnt out and I'm starting to dread coming to work and I don't like this. And she was saying, she actually told me to start taking time off, which I've never had somebody at work tell me to do that before. So I took today off, and then I like have some like dates in the summer to take off, but I also like signed up for too many things streaming wise the past couple months. So I did a fundraising event back in December, and then I did the Deck the Souls thing with the Firekeepers, and then I did the blindfolded Bloodborne challenge, Souls challenge with the Firekeepers, and then I did another fundraiser. I did like two other fundraisers, and after that I was just like, yeah, I was exhausted. And I have gotten to the point where I got so exhausted with streaming that I'm actually like going through a complete schedule change. My schedule had been the same since I had started streaming. It was always, I started out 4 days a week, but then I like went to 3 days a week, and it had been those 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then sometimes Saturdays for like years. And then a couple months ago, I got rid of Fridays, which made me kind of sad because I used to have these Friday night wine nights. But I knew that it was best for my mental health. So I got rid of Fridays. I started streaming on Wednesday mornings instead of in the evening, because I found out that streaming on nights before I worked killed the vibe for me. And then I'm getting rid of Mondays now, and I'm just completely like the only 2 days that are the same are like Saturdays and Wednesdays now. Like I'm completely changing up, and I'm like a little bit nervous because I'm thinking, well, that's gonna, some people aren't gonna show up probably because it's not at the same times or the same days, and so I'm like navigating through potentially having to just kind of rebuild a little bit, which is kind of scary, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
getting just so exhausted with it all.
I understand. Like switching from one major genre to another was so scary. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to basically start all over, which I mean, kind of I did. Um, but I don't think they talk enough about if you are a people pleaser by day, streaming is very hard.
Yeah.
Like, because if you grow your community, that's more people you're trying to please. And I struggle with like letting someone down or not doing what they want. And then that starts building on me. Like when I first built my schedule, it was based on community voted on it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it worked for me or not, I let my community vote. And then I was like late to every stream because I just could not fit it into my work schedule the way I wanted to. And then I was like, well, now I look like I'm letting them down because I'm late all the time and that I don't care. And then your mental health just starts plummeting because you're just, not doing it for you. And then I don't know if you guys have felt this, but like if anyone in my work finds out I'm a streamer, like it's kind of embarrassing. And then they make comments and then it's like, oh great, now I have to deal with that because my worlds are blending type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I so my work is a very toxic environment for me. Like I've talked about this at therapy. Like I literally have to like compartmentalize who I am at work versus who I am in real life. Like I am masking 8 hours a day because like I have to like I can't find a new job right now. The job market sucks. It is almost impossible to find a new job, especially in marketing. And so, like, I am stuck where I'm at. I am pigeonholed into the job I'm at. I'm very grateful for having just a job in general, and I know that. But also, where I'm at is very toxic. So I'm masking for 8 hours a day, and I got a new coworker, and I mentioned something about play. I played video games, and he asked me, "Oh, do you?" What kind of games do you play? And I was just open. I said I played Dark Souls. He's like, oh, do you know about Twitch? And I was dumb and I told him I streamed on Twitch, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, like I love watching people on Twitch." And for some reason like I'm like terrified now. I'm like, "Oh my god, someone at work knows that I stream on Twitch." This is like if somebody knows at my work that I stream on Twitch, like I cannot have my worlds blend. Like it is the most terrifying thing because they are very separate for very specific reasons, and it's just the most
Hmm.
terrifying thing that like one day like a coworker is going to find my stream and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I may have to quit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll never get there, but I don't know.
Yeah, like my coworkers know that I game and like I talk about gaming all the time with some of them, but they don't know that I stream or anything. And there are days where I think about like telling them about it, like, oh, by the way, like blah, blah, blah. And then I think, okay, well, why would I say that? Because it's not like I want them there anyway, because I don't want my coworkers in my stream. Um, and then also, I'm afraid because I've heard of some people, and I don't know if this would happen at my job, but I'm afraid that if people found out that I made content, that it would be like a conflict of interest or something.
Yeah.
And like that they'd like fire me, which I don't really understand why, because it's not like I'm doing things out like during like when I'm supposed to be working, so I can't really see how they would, punish me for that. But I just, yeah, I like, I swear a lot, and sometimes I do vent a little bit about work, and I just don't want other people to see that. So
Yeah, it's just like
Oh
that
yeah.
fear in the back of your mind. You're
yeah.
like, what if though, like something I say goes against some sort of like policy or something and like somebody gets upset and they use it against me and then I get fired and
Yep.
then you're like, oh
Right. Yeah,
no,
like sometimes,
great.
like I probably shouldn't do this, but sometimes I'll tell like patient stories. Obviously, like I don't say names and nobody knows where I work
Right.
or anything, but
Mhm.
but like I'll tell stories, and like I remember during our training when I first started at my job, they were talking about like, oh, you can't post about things on social media and
Oh yeah.
everything because like on your Facebook and stuff, it might say where you work. But then I'm thinking, okay, but nobody on these platforms like know where I work. I don't know. It's like a slippery slope
Yeah.
because like somebody
Yeah.
from AOTA or Myota or like all these organizations that I'm a part of might see this YouTube channel and be like, that's so and so, and then I don't know.
They'll get out the
Yeah.
pitchforks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Or
like a
like
little fear.
they'll I get messages. My work is extremely toxic too, and I like vet all the time. And so my chat is used to like, "Do you have any work tea?" is what they ask me all the time. Like, what's happening? And so of course I leave names and stuff out of it. But um, when they started finding out at work, I would get messages as either like, "Are you famous yet? Are you gonna leave us yet?" Like type of thing, or it would be, "Hey, I just started my own streaming. Can you help me?" And it's like, okay, like I'm not
Yeah.
like it wasn't ever positive, I don't think. And so it's just been kind of I try to keep it in the down low as much as possible, but you know how it is sometimes. They'll be scrolling and then you'll pop up like, "Oh." So,
I don't
Yeah.
spill
adds
the
to the
tea.
burnout, unfortunately.
I don't spill the tea so much about work as I do about like things that happen not so much in my personal life, but like let's say like something is happening between like one of my husband's friends. I'll spill that tea. I will spill, like, again, I won't say names, but I'll be like, there is this person who did XYZ. So
Right?
I
um
used to spill work tea, but not
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't spill work tea. I'll like, yeah, if I have a funny patient story, like if a patient said something really funny, I'll be like, oh, a patient said this today, but like, it's not
Yeah.
anything personal, I guess. So,
Yeah, I'm in customer service, so I get the most wildest requests or asks. And so that's
No.
mainly what I spill is like
Yeah.
the crazy, it's society's crazy
Yeah.
thinking that they could get the world, like,
yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
No,
Or they get mad about the silliest things.
people be
Oh,
weird
yeah.
sometimes. Like I'll sometimes I feel like, as a healthcare worker, you're dealing with like people should know that they're at the hospital, right? And I get people who seem to think that it runs more like a hotel. and I'm just like, everybody should be at their beck and call at all times, and it's like, this is not, no.
Waiter,
like, excuse me. Like, it's like, no, that's not my job. Like,
waiter, customer service representative.
Yes. Yeah. My work is like high end stuff too. So they spend a lot of money. So they think that they can talk or do however they want because they earned it because they spent all this money. And I'm just like, I don't have the capacity to deal with these people all day, every day.
Worse.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, my patients are sometimes in a lot of pain or they're dealing with things, and I totally get it. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I guess I'm so sorry you feel that way, but I'm also not your punching bag. And if you're going to continue to punch me, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I think that's another layer of the burnout too, though. Like if you deal with your own mental health or chronic illnesses or different things like that, like I have epilepsy, and being in the gaming space with that, I used to hide it. I used to not tell anybody. And then when I started really leaning into my authentic self, it actually helped me with my burnout because I was able to just be like, hey guys, I'm having a really off day, or I have severe migraines. Like I need to take the day. Or if a game's super flashy, I have to back away and my boyfriend comes over and takes over. And so it's like having that capacity with my community, it helped a lot with the burnout, where I wasn't fearful of playing horror games that normally have flashing lights or things like that.
Yeah.
That is such a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like just being open. Like, yeah, I find myself like doing, like I used to do that a lot. Like if I were just like, I had a really tough day at work or something happened in the world and I, for some reason, am taking on the burden of it, I will just say, you know what, we're just going to chill. And that's what I want to do, So,
yeah.
All right. So some of the articles that I kind of skimmed through talked about, navigating burnout. So one of them was immediate steps to recovery. So the first step they mentioned was acknowledge and rest. So recognize that you're burned out and give yourself permission to rest without guilt, which may include sleeping more or taking breaks. And I know we kind of already touched on that with the, like not being okay with, canceling stream and, being okay with being your authentic self and not trying to pretend for anybody. Do you guys have anything more to say about that point?
I've made some really weird changes. I don't mind talking about, I guess.
Okay.
So like, I used to be really worried about like what content I produce, like if you guys are doing short form or any type of content. And now I call it my unhinged era, and I will just film and do whatever I want, however I'm feeling. And I feel like that's helped a lot. And then I have this little thing. It's so ridiculous that my boyfriend makes fun of me, but I call it my shower bevy because for some reason, if I'm in a hot shower with a cold drink, it just instantly makes me feel a little bit better. So when I have those days, I'm like, leave me alone. I need a nap in my shower bevy. And I go take a long hot shower with my drink, and then I can take a nap.
I love that so much.
That is my keyword that I'm at my capacity for the day. Is I need a shower bevy.
That's great.
That makes me think of shower beer. Like in college.
That's where that's where it originated from back in my party days. Now it's like a LaCroix or a Red Bull.
Because everybody, like, I've never done one or anything, but everybody, like, in college,
I know of it. I know of it.
I didn't do it once.
Beer,
just do it once.
So great, and I'm like,
it feels wrong. Like you feel like you're doing something bad, but it makes it fun. Like I don't know how to explain it, but no.
Aren't you worried about like getting soap or something in your beverage? Like, how does this work?
Like on a shelf outside, or like on the toilet next to it.
Gotcha.
I don't know how seriously that is. I have like it near me.
That's amazing.
But yeah, there's just something about it.
I love that so much. I want to. You know what? I'm just gonna try it with something like a soda or something, just to see what it's like. Sarah, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, I thought of a few things. So for me, like immediate like things what I do when I'm like burnt out, I notice that I clean my house. That seems like so
Mhm.
opposite, like, but I start like cleaning things, and I think it's because like I feel so out of control in like either like one space or another. I'm burnt out somewhere, and so what I can control is I can clean something. And I have really bad ADHD. I like went to therapy for it. Like it's very bad. And so I have this pattern of when I feel out of control somewhere and I feel like the world is falling down, I just clean and it makes me feel better. I clean an entire bathroom, I will vacuum, I will mop, I will do 6 loads of laundry, and it makes me feel better because I can at least control something within my space that and it gets better. Like I can make that space feel better in some way, shape, or form. Um, and so that's what I do. It may not work for everybody. That is what I do to make myself feel a little bit better because it makes my space feel cleaner. And you don't have to do all of that, but like whether it's just like doing laundry, picking up like a room that needs to be picked up, and what I especially helps me is turning off my computer, setting my phone on do not disturb, not looking at Discord messages. Like I'm sorry, but like if I'm burnt out, I'm not looking at Discord DMs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not looking at Discord. I'm also the worst about looking at Discord DMs. I always say if you need me, just like post in my personal Discord. Like I don't know what it is, but like if you DM me, like I'm the worst about DMing back. Something about it, I don't know why. But if you DM me on TikTok or Instagram, I'll DM back. It is the strangest thing. But but yeah, like put it on do not disturb. Just like seclude yourself from the gaming space if that is what you're experiencing burnout in, and just go like do other things that like you can control, because it's really hard to take control of burnout,
Mhm.
because it is something that is mental, like it is inside of our head, and it like if we can at least take control somewhere else, keep our mind busy on something else, clean up an area of something else, it'll make our body and our mind feel a little bit better. And then we take a little nap, get some
Mhm.
food, get some water in you, and then you may feel a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's too much energy to take a nap when you're burnt out.
Yeah.
Like,
Also
it's not
that.
just falling asleep, like, "Oh, that'll solve everything." It's like, "No, I have all this going on and I don't know where to put it." So, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
100% just like that too, where it's cleaning. And then also I just did a self-date where I got done up for myself, and I don't know a lot of people that like Thai food, but I love Thai food, and I was like,
Thai food.
I'm gonna just go have lunch by myself. It was terrifying at first because I have severe anxiety, but it was great. The food was great. And it did heal a little part of me where I'd put my phone away. I didn't do any of that. It was just me and my time kind of taking the energy. And then I'm a big list maker. I have a really problem with lists. People joke that I have lists for lists, but I will write out like what is stressing me out. And then it's like, what can I do about it? Can I do it? Do I have any control over this? Like if it's world problems, like do I actually
Mhm.
have control over this, or am I just feeling it in a different part of my life or
Yeah.
whatever? And then I just kind of break it all down so it's more like digestible rather
Mhm.
than all of these feelings of me just letting everyone down or whatever it's from. Are you
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Sorry, sorry, it's like storming outside, and it was just like a bright flash of lightning, and I was
Oh
like, "Oh my
my
god."
gosh.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
What is
I saw a flash in your
happening?
background.
Crazy. Anyways, continue.
That was really funny.
We have a
Oh
lot
my
of
god.
electronics around. I was worried it was something else. Like,
Yeah, no,
Like, oh no,
nothing went off.
Sarah.
We're fine. Everything's good. I was worried for a second. I was like, "Did anything turn off?"
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I would be afraid one of my ring lights like exploded or something. Like,
I
like,
know. I was waiting for my PC or like GPU to blow up, but nothing blew up. We're fine.
good. I'm so glad.
oh, and
Um,
tech issues. Tech issues add to burnout
let's talk
too. Like you're
about
Oh
already
tech
on your
yes.
last,
issues.
your
Your
last.
last nerve, and the tech issues
Uh-huh.
always pop up. Tech issues always pop up when you're on your last nerve.
Let's talk about tech
Yeah.
issues. I want to talk about tech issues.
Oh, It just always hits on the wrong it always just hits on the wrong time too. Like one time I had my all my lights stop working. They completely burnt out, all of them at the same time, and I was like about to go live.
Oh
I was
no.
like, and then just the other day, all of a sudden my mic made me sound like a man, and people thought they were using voice mod, and I was like, I don't think it's, and like somehow my audio interface just like decided to make me sound like a man.
Oh
So
my gosh. Don't you hate it
You've
though when
invented a
your
new voice
mic like
mod.
betrays you and you're like, what did I ever do to you?
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
always the days that you're like, I'm gonna stream. I know I'll feel better once I start, but like I just need to get going. And then all the stuff just goes wrong. You're like, okay.
Mhm.
Yep. That was
My
literally me last night.
my biggest thing for the longest time, and still like I still struggle with it sometimes, but like my internet was terrible for the longest time. Like whenever like when I moved in with my now husband, like I didn't have a way to wire my PC at the time, so I was just relying on a extender and then like having
No.
it be hardwired into the extender, which is not a good idea. Do not do that. Um, so my internet connection was never stable. So my bit rates would drop like a lot all the time, and it was
Mm,
always like a win for me if that didn't happen. But I would always be so stressed out about the internet for every single stream. And then there was an issue that I had. It didn't happen a whole lot, but my computer crashed last year during like my birthday stream,
mm.
and I had like just gotten a raid and we were all playing marbles and we were all having so much fun, and then my computer crashed and I
Oh,
was so sad about it that I was like I'm just gonna be done. Like, and I didn't even come back.
yeah.
But
Well, I think
yeah.
that adds to like the financial stress and burnout of it too, is like, especially if you're small creators, you're not making money from streaming. It's not
Right.
a job, and
Yeah.
everything falls on us. Like I started streaming on a gaming like laptop
Mm-hmm.
until that went out on me too. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then it all falls on you to replace anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
started streaming through my PlayStation on my couch. I lived in a studio apartment, so I streamed with my PlayStation sitting on my couch. And I'm like looking back to those days, and then like I would always compare like those days to these days, the PC days, and I'm like, I have more issues now with like stuff that's supposed to be making
Every
everything
upgrade
easier.
equals more
Like,
issues.
yeah.
It really does. It really does.
So yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny how that works.
Ugh.
So the other thing to steps to recovery from burnout is they mentioned setting boundaries. So establishing strict, clear boundaries, such as turning off work notifications after hours, not checking emails on weekends, or learning to say no to extra tasks. So I went through a period where I had a really hard time saying no to opportunities. Like I said, I did like 3 fundraisers and 2 Firekeepers events, like all in the span of 4 months, and it was a lot. So all just because I kept saying, that sounds fun, I'm going to do that. And then regretting it kind of, I mean, I don't regret it in the long run, but I did regret it in the moment a little bit because it was a lot and it did cause burnout. So what do you guys have in terms of like advice that you have for like setting boundaries or like for yourself, in terms of like not letting things with either work or streaming, affect you even more than it should?
I can't agree more. Boundaries, I will say, are one of the things that I learned as a streamer almost too late. Because for so long, I've been streaming since 2018, and I didn't learn how to set a boundary in my life until probably around 2022. And that was me starting to set boundaries for myself. That was me learning how to say no. And so I had so many people and so many people in my community who didn't understand when I was like setting a boundary, and it was even hard for me to communicate those boundaries at first. And it's still a little bit hard too. I'll feel uncomfortable and I don't even know why I feel uncomfortable, and then I don't know how to communicate effectively that I'm uncomfortable, or like And so it's still like a work in progress, but like those boundaries are so important, and it's so important to like nip it in the bud so early, because if you give people an inch, they'll take a freaking mile or 500 miles. Especially like with viewers, new viewers, you never know what you're going to get from them, because not you can't trust everybody. You always I've learned, as much as I want to trust everybody, as I am one of those people that I want to see the best in everybody. Like, I want to believe that not everybody is out to get you, but you also have to like protect yourself, especially as a woman on the internet. It just is what it is. It be what it be, you know? And
Mhm.
so, like, I I had a friend, and I learned after TwitchCon Vegas, like, I had to cut that person out of my life. And I didn't know how to communicate effectively enough for that person, and that is on me. And I did it in a toxic way. I'll cut that person out of my life in a very toxic way, and I will never be able to apologize enough. But I knew my body was telling me that I did not need that person in my life, because there were a lot of boundaries being crossed, and that person was causing a lot of issues for me, that was causing a lot of burnout issues for me in my streaming space. And like, there are just a lot of boundaries that you need to set early on, so that as you stream and as you grow, those boundaries are in place early, so people can't take advantage of you later on.
Hmm.
Because if you have them early, you won't have to set them later, and then people won't have issues as you're setting them to like later on.
Yeah.
um yeah.
Yeah. I think that like that goes into there are a lot of people with unrealistic expectations with content creation. I had a viewer that I had to cut off who seemed like a really cool person. They, gifted subs a lot. They were always in stream, always showing up, always like really positive person. And then one day after a couple months, they started saying these things like, oh, this is why you should never support streamers because they won't be grateful or they won't give you anything in return. Like in my chat, and I'm just kind of like, what the heck? Like, where did this come from? Like, what do you even? And they messaged me on Discord about it too, talking about how they're going to be leaving the community and they wish nothing. I'm like, what did you think you deserved? Like I don't owe you anything. I mean, I'm grateful for you showing up and being here, but I mean, I don't understand why you thought I owed you something for all the things that you've done, which is unfortunate because I feel like people do think that, well, I gifted subs or I guided a raid, so that means I need this reward, and it's really, yeah, you can get caught up with, I mean,
Mhm.
if you want to incentivize, that's one thing. Like if you make it clear like this is the incentive for something, but if they just expect it, if they do it because they're expecting something, that's, I feel like, when the boundaries start to get crossed and when it's like, whoa, like, and I feel like
Yeah.
it gets crossed a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you have anything to say, Be Glitched?
Yeah, I think um my problem with boundaries, and I'm still working on it because again, I'm a people pleaser and it's really hard. But two areas of boundaries that I'd never expected, especially as a new streamer, was my mods. I was in a position where they were becoming great friends outside of the stream and would make decisions on what I should do or different things. And it was like, oh, wait, whoa, like this isn't your stream. Or the opposite, they would start fighting about who was correct in what they did. And it was like getting too much. And I didn't know how to conduct the group of like, when is it appropriate to kick a mod out? When, if they leave, is that against me? Like, am I bad at this type of thing? And it was just very messy. And so I wish I would have set clear boundaries in the beginning. Also, not take on so many mods early on because like you think you're cool when people are like, "Can I be your mod?" And you're like, "Yes, that's great." And
Yes.
then you realize your entire chat early on is all mods and you don't have anyone else in chat and you're like, "This is awkward." I even had someone and it was embarrassing that was like, "I don't like your chat because it's just all mods." And I'm like, "This is awkward." Like, thanks, friend. Like I don't have a lot of other friends. Thanks for pointing that out. Oh, and then the other one is community night. Like I know that's huge for a lot of people, and I know that there's really great communities out there that can do it. And I am a little jealous of that. And I love my community to death, but I feel like we're all just so busy. And I
Mhm.
take time to carve out in my schedule. Like I used to do movie nights or like once a month. I used to do community game night and like people just wouldn't show up to it. And it got to a point
Yes.
where not only would my feelings get hurt that I was sitting there alone, but I also like carved out all this time. And so it was to a point where I felt really bad, but I have to say, like, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. Like, I was
Yeah, it
spending
hurts.
money on brand new movies to show every month, like, and new games for us to play. And it was just like, I know they didn't mean any harm by it. I love my community, but we're all just really busy. And I get that.
Mhm.
But I did have to put the boundaries of like, until we can all agree on a time that we're all free, I just think for right now, it's not. I did Jackbox. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I streamed Jackbox and no one showed up. So I was just sitting there like with me and one other person, and all those games are like 4 to 6 people. And it was just like, I don't want to bring randos in because that's
Yeah.
going to open up a whole nother thing. And so after that, I was like, I just mentally, with the burnout and everything, I just couldn't put myself up like that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to attempt to do community nights on stream too. And sometimes it worked out. And then, yeah, sometimes, yeah, because everybody's schedule is busier now, I feel like. And people just don't have time to, play games as much as they used to, that it's hard for people to show up for things like that. So I started having community game nights mostly, or like movie nights mostly just off stream. So like I'll like just do it through Discord instead. So if nobody shows up or if one person shows up, nobody else knows. So, because
Mhm.
it's not
Yeah.
like recorded
That's fair.
anywhere, so it doesn't matter. um, and then, yeah, the only community game I guess I'll play on stream is Night Rain, because I know like I can recruit peeps and the Firekeepers for that all the time, so
That
I
just
never
Yeah.
never.
really worry too much about that.
That's a
But
safety net with that one. I
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
one.
But yeah, I stopped doing, or like, I'll do like marbles, because marbles, you really don't have to do anything. You just need to enter and that's it. So it's like low pressure from a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I stopped. Because yeah, I'd be sitting there in the lobbies for a game and just being like, okay, who wants to join? And like nobody
Mhm.
would join. And then it would be awkward because I'm live and streaming and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize like how much like coordination goes into like planning and putting together like there's just I guess there's just people that make it seem so seamless
Mm-hmm.
that like to put together like people playing games together. Like I guess like Jen is a great example. Like Jen will like put together these whole events of like people playing games together and it feels like a community night, but on the back end what it really is Jen has messaged each one of these people individually and like scheduled every single time slot and made sure all of their schedules line up and there's so much executive functioning happening in the back end there and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like that is so cool
Mm-hmm.
like to see that happening. I aspire to be that but I know myself too well. I know I can never do that because I have executive dysfunction. I'm never going to be able to do that. So like having a community game night would be great. What I started in my Discord that I found I think is going to help a lot is a stage so people can disconnect quietly, they join quietly. So I know like I can't hear when people join or leave. So I don't even know if people are there. I don't even know. So what I did when I started it is I just started streaming random movies, random like TV shows throughout the day because I work from home. And so like my plan is like on during the day, I will have my computer on and just stream random shows, maybe like RuPaul's or like an anime, like maybe like have like a longer anime like Avatar, The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra, and just have it like play all throughout the day. And people can like hop in, hop out whenever they want. And if no one shows up, I'll never have to know.
Mm-hmm.
I love
And
that.
I think that would help me so much mentally because in a regular voice chat, you can hear people leave and like show up. And so like
Mhm.
I can I mentally can keep up with who all is there. I can see them in the voice chat, but on a stage, I don't have to know. I don't have to know that. I don't even have to like talk and chat. Like everybody exists quietly. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, I
I
think
love
that's
that
really
idea.
good. That's a really good idea. The third one for immediate steps to recovery is to take time off. So, if possible, take a vacation or mental health day to completely detach. So, I'm always afraid to like take breaks from streaming. I mean, sometimes I'll um, cancel stream, but I, like Sarah said, like I used to, like, I hate canceling streams. But like, I also like am fearful of what if I'm gone for a long period of time and then I come back and then like nobody's there. Cause I think I see a lot of like YouTubers who have like streaming advice and they're always like, don't ever take a break. You have to be consistent. If you take like 1 week off, your community will leave and blah blah blah. And it like gets in my head all the time about like, oh my gosh, I can't ever not stream. I obviously took a week off for TwitchCon and I took a week off for my honeymoon and I took a week off for my wedding. And that was like all within like 2 months. So I feel like maybe that like hurt my viewership a little bit, but at the same time it's like, but those were fun things and I shouldn't deny myself going on vacation just because I'm worried that,
Yeah.
views are gonna drop. So,
Limited how much I streamed. So like I still stream 3 to 4 days a week, but I only stream 2 hours at a time. So um I learned early on in Burnout that I was not one that could stream 5, 8 hours, especially after a whole day of work. Um and then I don't stream on weekends so that I get 2 full days off so that I'm away from work and away from streaming. Um and then that gives me opportunities to like, hang out in the Discord if I want to, or go with a IRL friend somewhere, but really limiting that time. Also, because I'm on the West Coast, I have a lot of East Coast viewers, and if I go too late, they leave anyways because they have work and stuff and they can't stay on very late.
mm-hmm.
So it seemed like the 6 to 8 time zone kind of worked for everyone. Um, and then if I'm feeling a game or it's popping off, then I'll stay a little longer. But if it's not, then I don't feel bad leaving at 2 hours because they're used to me only doing 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Sarah?
I'm trying to think. So I only stream like 2 or 3 days a week maximum. I try never to stream more than that. 2 is usually where I stay because I have like longer streams, like 4 to 6 hours usually. Like I do intentionally make them longer streams. But during like the year or even in the months, I'll have like random like 3 to 4 day like trips because we go and see my parents or we go and stay with like my husband's parents for like a week or two. So we have like these random spontaneous like trips that I won't be able to stream. So I do take breaks actually. I don't take breaks from gaming necessarily because I have I have a Steam Deck, I have a Portal, I have a Switch too, I have a Switch. Like we have all the gaming things. And so I'm still like connected. I still try to play games with people if they're online playing games. But like I think it does help taking those unintentional like random breaks away because it gets me out of the house. It gets me away. And my stream days, I used to not have like random or I used to not have set days for streaming, but here in the past literally like 2 to 3 weeks, I have set like Thursdays are a set streaming day, and then Mondays and Fridays are my flex days. I switch between those two, or I'll stream on both of them. I don't stream on weekends like you be like I don't stream on weekends because like those are the days where I'm cleaning house, I'm getting stuff done. Like
Mm-hmm.
those are my rest days because like work is also like exhausting, and so like I would rather like do one long like I would rather do exhausting days throughout the week, just get it done, and then have like 2 days of full rest instead of having like my weekends like half of my week like half of my weekend be filled with like having to like stream as well, because like if people
Yeah.
want to game with me on the weekend, like I will game, but I want to do it off stream. I just want to like be myself on the weekend.
Yeah. Because on stream, it's like you're
So
on. You have to be
yeah.
on. You have to be active. You have to talk a lot. You have to, and sometimes there's just games like I played House Flippers 2 with a friend recently, and like we barely talked, but it was weird, just locked in cleaning up the house. So you can't really do that if you're live because
Mhm.
then and there's so many YouTube videos out there. Always talk. Only stream on these days. Only stream these hours. Only stream
Screw
this game or
them.
find a niche or like there's so many rules now of how to get big. I think that adds to the burnout because if I
Mhm.
feel like I have this checklist and I'm not hitting all those, maybe that's why I'm not growing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm not streaming enough. That's why I'm not growing. Because they're always like, you got to be out there. You got to post 3 to 4 times a day. You got to, and it's like, you get so exhausted because like I also have a kid
Yeah.
on top of a full-time job
Oh
and
boy.
streaming,
Yeah.
so it's like never ending.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw something. So like I see the ones that are all like, oh, you need to post short form content on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram all the time.
I
But
hate
then I saw another
never. Would never
video.
do that.
I saw another video that said, oh, but like, if you get like 1,000 views on a YouTube short, did you know that like most of those views are fake anyway? And I'm like, what? Like, so I don't know. Like, I think it
Yeah.
like counts as a view if somebody scrolls past it. I don't know
Mhm.
what they said, but I'm just like, okay, so then why
When I
would I
feel like it
even
changes
post?
every day.
Yeah, like why
Yeah,
would I
it
post
does.
short form content if half the views are fake anyway? Like, I don't know. It's all
Yeah.
contradictory to me.
But the
And that's
algorithm
why
changed. Listen to
Yeah.
what I have to say now.
Yeah.
every single day. And that's why I stopped listening to those people and stopped listening to like what they say. And sure, I do see that when I post every day on TikTok that my numbers do well. But guess what? My mental health isn't great when I spend 2 hours making a TikTok because I am a perfectionist. I have very high standards for what
Mhm.
I put out there on the internet. And so when I spend 2 hours making what I feel is perfection only for it to get 200 to 500 views, like
Mm-hmm.
what do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean? So
Yeah.
I stopped, like when I say that I stopped paying attention to my stats, I stopped paying attention to stats across all everywhere, all boards. Like I don't like I will randomly post like I apparently had a video go viral on shorts and I had no idea. Like no idea. Like I don't even know how YouTube works to be completely fair. So like I don't even post to YouTube. I just export my VODs there and I put them on private and I'm like, one day I'll release the VODs. One day. It's like like releasing my files. Like one day I'll release the files.
Release the files.
Release the files of Sarah's VOD from 2022.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's but like yeah, like I once I stopped caring, like I felt so relieved. Now I can like finally if I don't feel like posting a TikTok today, I can be like I'll post it in like 3 days or so. And
Yeah.
like I see people so stressed. I got to post a TikTok today. I got to post 3 TikToks today. I'm like I'll post it in like a couple days or something. It's whatever. And I
Yeah.
feel so relieved knowing that I don't have that stress on my shoulders anymore. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why can't other people just be relieved too? Why do we have to be so beholden to these
Mhm.
algorithms and these companies telling us you have to do this? Like, no, we don't. We can actually do whatever the hell we want. And if because we tell them what to do actually, because
Mhm.
our videos are how their platforms succeed.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The ones I
but
can't stand are like, "Do you wanna be as big as Queso? You have to post" like, he popped off because of a short, and you're
Yeah.
only one short of way from popping off, and it's like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
yeah, queso was like a one-off miracle. Like
Yeah.
no one's gonna
Yeah.
be not everyone can be a one-off miracle. What we can be is funny, genuine, and post just the genuine, funny clips of
Mhm.
us having
Yeah.
fun and enjoying our lives. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be spending our time stressing about what we're posting and making crap content when we could be posting our best content of us having fun.
Right. I think
Yeah.
I find myself comparing myself to a lot of people, like what we were
Me
kind of
too.
talking about at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, well, this person, like, sometimes I'll tell myself, well, this person got partner in 2 years. So why can't I do that? But
Mhm.
then I'm kind of like now discovering like that is like very rare to get partner in like 2 years. And like there's so
Yeah.
many factors that play into it. And I'm not saying that anybody who got partner in 2 years didn't deserve it, but at the same time, it's not the reality. in a lot of
It's taking
cases.
so
So I
much
feel like
work.
it's good for me to like keep reminding myself. Like some people, it takes them like 7 or 10 years to reach
Or
something like
never
that,
do
or
it,
never,
you
you
know?
Yeah,
know?
Like,
Yeah. And
shout out
that's
to me, like,
okay.
2018, like, I'm not partnered, like,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Right.
Like, it doesn't.
yeah,
I think partner is cool. You get to go to the partner party. You have a check mark. And shout out to the people who have partner. You've worked so hard. You worked your butts off. You got there. You did it. But also to the people who aren't, like, to also all of us who aren't partners. We are amazing.
Hmm.
And just because we don't have a check mark by our name doesn't mean we aren't amazing in our own ways. We're not. We are creating amazing content by ourselves, doing what we're doing and being who we are.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that also adds to the burnout too, though, because like for collabs or different things, it's like you have to kind of protect yourself too, because it's like, are they super smaller than you? Are they using your platform for that? Are they way bigger than you? Are you hoping
Mhm.
expectations out of that? You know, like I don't think it's fair to go into any collab with expectations, but that's a boundary that I had to set, right? Of
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
I want to vibe with you and do it with you, not hope that we're going to get anything out of this other than
Right.
just a great time and maybe some funny clips,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's so
Exactly.
true.
Yeah. I see some
Yeah.
people, well, more so like one person, like only wanting to like, they seem like networking to them is, hoping that if they go into this person's stream, then those people will like come over to that. And I feel like, yeah, that's like just not a great way to network. And I think like networking is just making friends along the way for the most part,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like I think,
And if you can share communities, that's even better,
yeah,
right? But it's not like
exactly.
a competition or
No.
vice versa. Like I would get in my head a lot, especially when I stopped being cozy, of looking at like old cozy friends and seeing their numbers spike because I dropped off. And it was like, you get in your head of like, oh, well, you're welcome, type of thing. And
Mhm.
it's like so
Yeah.
toxic. It's like, calm
Hmm.
down. You're not that cool, you know?
Yeah. No,
um
it's really hard to get out of your head. It
yeah.
really is.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like it's such a, and I feel like in a way that's kind of what Twitch wants though, because that getting in your head keeps you wanting to keep going, which is
Hmm.
like a really weird toxic way to think about it, but I feel like that's how they keep people like in this like, and
Yeah.
not saying that streaming's bad. Streaming's great. I love it so much, but I feel like sometimes like there's always this incentive to reach. Like, oh, you reached this goal. Now here's your next one, and it's to keep you
Yeah.
coming back,
Mhm.
On the hamster wheel is what
Yeah,
I call it.
exactly. Yeah.
Just yeah, that's
Yeah.
such a good way
And
to
I'm
put it.
surprised that they haven't, like at this point with how big Twitch has gotten, I'm shocked they haven't made something above partner.
I know,
Like,
same.
I have a feeling that would be the next thing coming because then that makes those people fight harder to get that next top tier,
Right.
you
I
know?
think they
And,
they do have something. Uh,
oh,
I
do they?
forgot what it was exactly. I think there was something
Mm.
like that was
Is it
like,
the part are you thinking of the partner plus where you get like that bigger split?
um, no, well, maybe. What? I thought it was like for
There's like,
streamers
oh,
who were
wait, there
like
is like a
Sweet
name.
Tails or like, like the big ones that have like 5K people in their chat
Oh,
all the time.
oh.
Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It starts with an
Ambassadors?
A. Ambassador. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Ambassador.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. There is a other
Yeah.
level,
But they don't
but
really
I
advertise
see
it too
small,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see smaller streamers though, like with, 12 to 20 views trying to partner push. And I feel really bad for them because like I want to support them and all they do, but also like you're gonna get burnt out
Hmm.
and you're
Mhm.
gonna not have fun anymore
Yeah.
because if you get let down, that whatever time lane you set for yourself, like is just going to ruin the fun of streaming and why
Hmm.
we do it in the first place.
Yeah. In the Twitch Women's Guilds, they do a really good job. There's like a bunch of, forums and advice columns from a lot of the leaders in the guild about, and some of them do focus around partner pushing, and they're very transparent about,
Mm,
expectations that you have to have if you want to grow. And it's not, I think a lot of people have unrealistic expectations, and then they get upset. They work really hard, they burn themselves out, and then they get upset when it doesn't happen. But I feel
Yep.
like they have like really good advice about, it might not happen and that's okay. And, don't start pushing
You're not less
until
than
this. And
if it didn't happen.
right. And then
Yeah.
they also do a good job of they say you need to like dig deep in knowing like why do you want partner, because if it's for not the wrong
Hmm.
reasons, but like if it's not for like, I don't really know how to word this, but like you don't want to like do it for the wrong reasons, right? Like you want to like,
Yeah.
it's hard to explain because I've
Like, say you
never
just want a
been,
better split
yeah.
on subs. Like,
Right.
you can get
Like,
partner and still not have any subs.
right.
It doesn't mean all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're just gonna be able to go full time and quit your day job. Like, that's
Right.
not
Yeah.
what that. And I feel like that is the main stereotype of
Yep.
it. Is
Is
as soon as
that,
I become partner, I can quit my job.
yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
I only know
um,
2, maybe 3 partners that do it full time, and that's awesome that they do that. But I also know partners that still work, and that's okay too, so
Yep.
it just
yeah,
depends. So, yeah. Um, so there's one like long-term strategies to combat burnout. One of them is prioritizing self-care. I know we talked about this, like you have your cold beverage shower nights. I used to
so
have
ridiculous.
these like wine and sushi nights every Friday after work where I would just like get into my jammies and have sushi, wine, and some white cheddar popcorn and watch a show
Ooh,
or a
yes.
movie. And I
I
kind
love
of
that.
like when I started streaming, I turned that into the Friday night wine night thing where I would like drink wine and like have fun on stream. But then the reason why I got rid of the Friday night wine night recently is because I started to miss coming home on Fridays and just getting into my pajamas and vibing. So I'm
Yeah,
back to doing that, like my little TLC sushi, wine, popcorn, me nights. So
love that.
yeah.
I love
So
that.
Sarah,
That's
I
so
don't
cute.
remember if you had any like little self-care things that you like to do.
Um uh so I guess my this is gonna be weird. This is gonna sound weird. I kind of just sit and I play Infinity Nikki by myself. I like shut off like my lights and I close my door and I just play Infinity Nikki by myself. And Christian knows that
Love
if I'm
that.
playing Infinity Nikki, that I'm just like I'm kind of locked in. And that's so weird. I'm locked in on the coziest, like non-confrontational game out there, which actually it's kind of they've gotten some good fights in there now. There's some good little boss fights in that game. But I'm just locked in on a cozy little dress-up game. And that is my self-care. And I do probably forget to drink water most of the time. I should probably do that more often. But yeah. And I probably have a snack around me somewhere. But yeah, that is my self-care.
That's cute. I love that.
It is disconnecting from the world and just playing Infinity Nikki by myself.
I
And
love
if anybody
Love
asks
that.
me to play games, I say no. Because I'm
I'm
playing
busy.
Infinity Nikki.
It's my Infinity Nikki night. No, you
It
can't
is.
talk to me.
Sorry, you can't. Nobody can touch me right now. I'm playing Infinity Nikki. Sorry.
But the second point was to seek support. So, like, discuss your feelings with friends, family, or a therapist. And I feel like that's kind of what this podcast is about. We're discussing our feelings surrounding these topics. And I feel like that in itself is kind of therapeutic because then you realize that you're not alone in these situations and that so many other people have the same struggles, have lived similar experiences. And yeah, I feel like that really helps with navigating the burnout because then you realize you're not by yourself and that you're all in this together, not to quote like High School Musical, but and then and then the other point was to evaluate job fit. I don't know if this could have to do with streaming, like if the environment is toxic or unchangeable, like consider searching for a new role that offers a better balance. So like I know some people who just decided to quit streaming because it was just too stressful and it was affecting their mental health. And it's not, I feel like it's once it stops being fun is I feel like when you should either take a break or maybe just stop. And I feel like that's the
Yeah.
same with like, jobs too. Like if you're really not enjoying your job, I don't think it's worth it in the end, to just keep doing it. So I just
It's
wanted
a
to,
hard
yeah.
decision to make because like I want to quit every freaking day. And then it's like I get the paycheck and you're like, "Oh yeah, we got to survive,"
Yeah.
Like
I need money.
I was asking my
Yep.
boyfriend
Yep.
I was asking him the other day. I was like, "How much do you like food and electricity?" Cuz like I'm really really close to just being done.
Been
Um
there many times.
but it's the balance too. Like I hardly ever use my PTO cuz work remote. My work computer is literally right next to me. I like stay in what I call a little astronaut area where I just spin between computers all day. Um, but I also have been taking my PTO not just for vacations, but just like a day off
Mhm.
randomly, or like this, taking 2 hours out of my schedule so that I could do something fun that I want to do. And just kind of breaking that because at the end of the day, whether you're happy or not, whether you leave or not, you're just a spot that they're going to fill, unfortunately. And I want to stay in my spot as long as possible until it becomes an issue where I'm trying to get pushed out or, something like that where really there's not much I can do. Um, I think turning off oh my gosh, because I have a team of 12, like, oh, if I'm not there, my team's going to falter and the whole company's going to hate me and all this stuff. It's like, no, we're all adults. They'll survive for 2 hours without you. They'll survive for an extra day without you or
Yeah.
whatever. And just realizing that unfortunately they could survive without you.
Yeah.
Because if you do quit, they're going to find somebody else.
Yeah.
So, paychecks are important though. And you
Yes.
can't just walk away.
I know. I like joke with my husband all the time. I'm like, what if I just stayed home? And he's like, can't, sorry. I'm like, man. So,
Yep.
yeah, I took today off for no reason other than the fact I'm like, you know what? I want a Friday off. I want a long weekend. And yeah, yep, that's it. Like, yeah. So, Sarah, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say.
Yeah. I've definitely asked my husband many a days. I'd be like, so cuz he like is better with financials than I am. I'm really bad at math and he knows this about me. So he's like, if I just like do our financials, I'll send you like the financial statement at the end of the month so you can see everything. I'm like, okay, that's good. But I walked in there like multiple times like over the past 2 years. I'm like, so are you sure we can't live off of just one income? We have to be the double income, no kid people. Like it can't just be one income, no kid type of situation. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, we have to do the double income. And I was like, oh, damn.
Darn it.
So
Like, man.
I'm like, darn it. But I think to me, like, even though like having a job like in my situation it sucks, it really does. Like streaming, like I've made it mentally a place for me to get away.
Mhm.
Like I have like made it to where like I don't let myself get burnout because it is my getaway from it. I don't let it become a job, and I specifically tell myself like I don't want to become a partner. But it's the mindset because like if I became a partner I would like amazing whatever, but it like would have to be like kind of like that happy accident type of thing because like I'm not ever going to push for partner. I'm never going to make it. I'm never making streaming a job because the moment that I make streaming a job is the moment that I'm going to hate it. Because
Mhm.
anything that becomes a job for me becomes something that I don't love, and I never want streaming to become something I don't love. I want it to always be something fun. I want it to always be something that can help me get away from like whatever bullshit's happening out in the real world, whatever bullshit's happening at work. Like I want it to be my fun time
Mhm.
Your
and
happy place.
yes, exactly. I want it to be a happy
Yeah.
place and I don't want it to not be a happy place. And so as much as I want to quit my job, as much as I want to like go break a window some days, like streaming is so much fun and I never want it to not be that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
and
I
that's when you
first,
know the burnout has changed is when you want to stream to be with your people and be with your community because you had a rough day, not I want to cancel stream because I've had a rough day. And
right.
I've had that switch recently where like work was horrible and I was in tears and I had cried all day and it's like I just want my friends. Like I just want to
Mhm.
stream. And
Yeah.
I have a community, like, I can get done up and I cannot be done up. I have this giant, like, one big
Yeah.
thing, and I'll be like, "It's one of those days, guys. Don't judge me. Like, I'm coming in looking rough." You know?
Uh,
So, and it makes it that happy place for us.
yeah, when I
Mhm.
first started streaming, it used to be like, yeah, my safe space. Like I was in school at the time, and so I would either be in class or like in my clinical rotation, and I would be thinking, oh, I get to stream tonight, and like being so excited. And I found that in the past couple months, it's been not I get to, and it's changed to I have to. And I really want to try
Mhm.
to like get back into the I get to mindset,
Mhm.
because I do feel like I have been started, and I like put a lot of like pride in like my content and everything. But I have started to kind of treat it as a second job by like, I'm like posting YouTube content and I'm doing all these collabs, which is not a bad thing at all. But I feel like I need to get back to just, you know what, I just want to hang out. I want to hang out with people. I want to create a safe space. I want to, separate myself from the outside world and go back to the mindset of I want to have fun, So,
You
um,
want to love it again.
yes, I'm desperate to like. Not that I don't love it now, but it definitely
Yeah.
doesn't feel the
Yeah.
same as it did when I like first started. I want to get back to that really bad.
And it's possible. It truly is like, and for anybody who's like watching this podcast, like it it definitely, if you've been in that place or if you're in that place now, like you can get there again. Like it's not gone forever. If you feel like you've lost it, like it will come back. It may take a little bit of time. It may take a little bit of like working towards it. It may take a long time. It may take 2 years like it did for me. Like you'll get there.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. And it's that internal, like, letting yourself kind of play in the space. Like,
Mhm.
don't put expectations on, I have to play these type of games. I have to be this type of way. Like, one day, maybe, you switch it up and you do horror, and the next day you do cozy, and you see what works and see which makes you the happiest.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mhm.
you'll realize, oh, maybe I set myself up for a loss. And then now it's like, oh, I'm feeling that joy again.
Yeah.
Because when I first started out, I was checking my metrics like multiple times a day, comparing myself to other people and like beating myself up of like, well, they started streaming 2 months ago and now they're and it just gets to your mental health so bad that it
Mhm.
just takes kind of stepping out of it and like, why am I streaming in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it really just to make money? Then maybe I should look at something else because that's not the fast track to money like they make it sound to be. Of
Right.
like, oh, in a year I'll quit my day job and be a streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 little points I want to touch on before we kind of wrap up is so some of these articles talked about reconnecting with meaning. So one of them is identifying joy. The other one is practicing mindfulness. And the other thing, which I thought was kind of cute and kind of fit with, either streaming and real life, is finding community. So the identifying joy is like reconnecting with a hobby and activities that bring you joy outside of work. So that could be outside of streaming. I'm thinking about taking up horseback riding again. I used to ride when I was
Oh, that's
growing
cool.
up. Yeah. And so I found a barn like by my house and I've been like thinking about it. I just haven't done anything yet, but I feel like I need another outlet other than streaming and working out right now. I feel like those are my only two
Mhm.
outlets and I need something else. And then the practicing mindfulness, like journaling, meditation, or breathing exercises to stay grounded. I have one of Tay Let's Plays told me about this journal called, oh my gosh, what's it called? Oh, Let That Shit Go. And
I
it's
think I've
like
heard
this
about
Love
this.
that.
a guided prompt journal about letting it go and just who cares, just put it down on the paper and then let it go. And then, yeah, finding community. I feel like, finding a community on Twitch is so great. I love all the friends and connections I've made, but I feel like it is also important to still keep in touch with those people offline as well. Because I feel like you can get a little bit too isolated in spaces like
Yeah,
this where you kind of
for sure.
just cut yourself off from everybody else. I've heard the phrase IRL before URL, and I try to live by that
Mm.
as much as I can. So, but I don't know. Did
Yeah,
you guys have
especially if you're
any?
remote.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Agreed.
I'm like, I am like kind of thankful. There are days where I wish I worked from home, but then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like if I worked from home and then also streamed from home, I would probably go nuts. Like I'm kind of
I never leave
glad.
the house.
Yeah.
I'm like a hermit.
Agreed, agreed. My mom looks at our Life 360 and she is like, "Yeah, sometimes it says you haven't left the house in like 12 days." And I'm like, "I guess she's still alive."
Yeah, I know. There was like one time, I
Yeah.
think there was a time where I didn't leave the house in like 4 days, and I was like, oh my God. Because it was, I think I had like time off work, but then I also just didn't have reasons to leave. Or no, I was homesick. So I did have a reason, but I still was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even gone outside in like, I guess I'm like, I think I'm a stay at home work person. And then I have to stay home. And then I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah, now I don't like crowds. I used to be like the peopleiest people ever of like go out all the time, go to concerts all the time, do all the things. Now I have like blackout curtains, sit in my corner all day, every day. I wake up at 6 a.m. for work and I don't stop streaming until like 8 or 9. So I'm
Yeah.
literally in just this area all day long. And
Yeah.
it just kind of gets on you, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, having IRL friends, but they know I'm busy, so it's been really nice that they understand and they kind of open their schedule up for when I can. And then I love thrifting, and you run into some interesting people when you're out thrifting. So I
Hmm.
like sometimes doing that on the weekends or like farmers market. So you're with people, but you're not like with people.
Yeah.
So
Just surrounding yourself with people. I think sometimes, I mean, obviously, like if you hate crowds, don't go to like a super crowded place. But I think being around other human beings is so good
yeah,
for us
Mhm.
in the long run. Yeah, like when there was a period when I first started streaming, like I was unemployed and I wasn't in school at the time, and I found myself being on Twitch like literally all day, every day. And um, I did kind of cut myself off from like the real world a little bit. And yeah, that's when I set the boundary like, nope, I'm going to like create time to make sure I still have time to like see my family and like see my, outside of Twitch friends. And I feel like it's really beneficial to get offline. Yeah. But do you guys have any life advice or tips for anybody doing too much in their lives? So we'll start with Be Glitched. If you guys don't have anything to say, that's totally fine.
um, final thoughts would just be kind to yourself, whether it's work or streaming or kids or like I also take care of my grandparents. Anything, just be kind to yourself. You're doing the best you can, and some days that's more than other days. Um, and don't give up on yourself if it's truly a dream that you want. Like whether the numbers are there, whether people are there. If you want to be a streamer, and show up for yourself rather than anybody else.
Yeah, I love that a lot. Sarah, did you have anything you wanted to share?
Yeah. I if you're struggling with comparing yourself to other people, just know that you're not alone. There's so many of us that are struggling with that have struggled with it. I see you. And it is a struggle that I think every streamer, even if we don't want to admit it, we go through. And it can bring out such a hard part of us to deal with. Um, but you're not alone. And I think if more of us talked about it more often, um, I think it would be we would be in a much healthier place as a streaming community in general. Um, and if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Anybody listening here, but you got this. Just know that you're valued. Your content is valuable. What you're doing, just make sure to find joy in what you're doing, because as long as you're happy, uh, playing the games that you're playing, doing the things that you're doing on stream, that is what matters most.
And if they're listening,
Exactly.
they made 3 new besties, so they can reach out
Yeah.
to any of us
Yeah.
at
That
any
is
time.
true. That is true. That is
Besties.
true.
Oh
That
gosh,
is
I just hit my mic. I'm sorry. Um,
true.
and then also, obviously, this is your final chance to plug yourself, talk about what you're doing on your channels or on any other social media. So we'll start with Sarah.
My name is Sarah Barra, and I am a variety streamer playing mainly Souls games for now. As I work my way through all of the Souls games and Souls likes, I just finished Sekiro, and my next on my list is the Lies of P DLC. I've already finished Lies of P. Next is the DLC. I also play a bunch of open world story based games. So think God of War, Assassin's Creed, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. I play a bunch of those off stream. I play things like Infinity Nikki, or Coral Island. So I play a good variety, good genres. So yeah, that's what I do. I do it kind of like I'm a good disaster piece. So yeah, if you're gonna watch my content, you're gonna get a lot of disasters, accidental successful disasters, but a lot of disasters.
Love
And
that.
be glitched.
All right. Yeah, so we're called the Cozy Chaos community for a reason. They're called Chaos Coins is the channel points, and chat loves to torture me. So they have me doing helicopter. I'm on the ground. They blind me. They take my glasses. There's a bunch of stuff they do. And they love doing it when new people come in to show all the chaos. So we do that daily. And then I'm excited because I did get into DreamHack. And so I will be going for the first time ever as a content creator to a convention. So I'm very, very excited. So if anyone's going to be in the Atlanta area in May, I'd love to meet new people and network there. So that's basically what's coming up for me.
Aw, I'm seeing a lot of ads for DreamHack, and I'm having huge FOMO about it.
Yeah, I didn't think I would get in, so I just like applied on a whim, and then I was like, I randomly check my like streaming email while I'm working, and I like glanced over and I was like, what? And then I was like, how am I gonna afford to go? Like I was not. So
That's
it's very
awesome.
exciting. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I have to go by myself too, so
Yeah.
I'm very nervous.
Aw, it'll be so much fun. You'll have a blast. I've heard
Yeah,
it's fun.
and then we'll
I've
have to do a
never been.
podcast on conventions.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Dude,
There we go.
yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I want to thank our guests, Be Glitched and Tis Sarah Barra, for joining. You can find their Twitch channels in the description below, and the articles referenced in this video are linked below as well. New episodes are released every month, so please be sure to follow me on my socials to stay up to date on when new episodes release.